Good evening everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officer Study 24/7. So first of all, let me know how are you all, and also let me know is audio video both are okay, are we good to go? So as you know, we have started your victory series in which every day we are discussing one particular unit in form of detailed MCQs, or I can say in form of advanced questions as per your IIBF pattern of paper. So the series we have started, and today we have this series 6th class. It means already 5 sessions we have completed on this victory series in which advanced questions we are discussing. If you are regularly joining this session, then you will know that we have started IFS sessions on YouTube. From module D, as you can see, Indian economy, Indian financial system, module D we have started first, and till now unit number 29, then 30, 31, 32, 33, all these units we have discussed in module D in individual sessions. Okay, and today we are going to talk about unit number 34, that is interconnectedness of market and market dynamics. Acha, before moving forward, those candidates who are new to the channel or who are new to the Officer Study 24/7, so I would love to inform you all that we at Officer Study 24/7 is here with all of you for your JAIIB, CIB and bank promotion exam preparation. If you are looking forward to have a dedicated platform where the answer of all your queries will be given, then this is the channel. Apart from that, this session goes on Monday to Saturday only on Officer Study 24/7 in the evening at 7 p.m. in which we are discussing IFS. Apart from that, if you have not joined the earlier session or have not watched the earlier session, what you can do, simply go to the Officer Study 24/7 YouTube channel, then go to the playlist and you will find all the sessions recording available on the channel. So you do not have to go anywhere else, just go to the channel. All the recorded sessions will be available, which we have already taken on the channel. It will be available for you in the recording form in playlist section. So do make sure you check all the sessions in playlist as well, because these practice questions will definitely help you to clear your paper, and that's very much important. That's what our target is. Okay, and apart from that, if you want to join regular session from now onwards, do join the channel at 7 p.m. for IFS. Okay, let's start. So today's topic we have of module D, that is interconnectedness, okay, of markets. Now when it comes to the interconnectedness of market, what it is actually. So first, in unit number 29, we have discussed that there are segments of market. Now segments of market are a lot of segments of financial market are there. Like we have share capital market, money market, financial market, capital market, money market, credit market, debt market, insurance market, pension market, mutual fund market, etc. All these are the segments of financial market, and all these segments are somehow interlinked with each other. That's what your interconnectedness of market is talking about. Every market, every segment of your financial market somehow related to the other segment of the market. Like if I am talking about monetary policy actually impacts on the money market rates directly. If we talk about capital market actually impacts in the credit market, debt market, money market, etc. So they all market have some interrelated relation with each other. They all are interconnected. Like in case of globalization, when we study globalization, it means linked to each other. Like in the case of global financial crisis, we have found out that global financial crisis origin was USA, but the problem or the negative impact of this crisis was seen in each and every country in the world. Reason? Because all the countries are interconnected with each other. All the financial systems are interconnected with each other. So if something happens in the other country or in a XYZ country, it will impact the other countries too. And that's what the interconnectedness we are talking about. Okay, so markets are interconnected to each other, and what are the market dynamics? That's what we have to discuss in this particular chapter. Now let's move forward and discuss the same in form of MCQ. So the first we have here, that's talking about countries in the world are connected to one another. This is first question. The countries in the world are connected to one another, that I have told you. And the ups and downs in one part of the globe can have a resonating effect on the other parts of the globe. And this happens. When the crisis origin in USA, it actually impacted India as well. China, Russia, every country was impacted. And if you remember, at the time of COVID-19, we have seen Russia and Ukraine war was going on. And that Russia and Ukraine war actually impacted each and every country. Every country's supply chain was disrupted. Because of the supply chain, their earning from the foreign market was impacted. So that's what we're talking about here in case of your countries. Clear? Now, next we talk about this have been well seen whenever there was a financial crisis, like in case of Southeast Asian currency crisis in 1997, this have been seen. In global financial crisis 2008-9 have been seen. So, if one country is facing any kind of crisis, it will actually going to impact on another as well. So, when upheavals in the market in certain part of the world sent ripples like earthquake in other distant part of the world. Okay, so if there is a natural disaster, it impacts to the other parts also, and if it's a financial crisis, it impacts the other part also. And that's what you're talking about. This is also known as coupling of economies. Coupling of economics means like if USA facing financial crisis, that India is also facing. Reason because both the countries are linked to each other for the purpose of cross-border transaction of goods, services, culture, skills, technology, labor, etc., etc., etc. That's what the coupling of economics means. Okay, and the disturbance when they spread, and it happens if certain kind of negative impact is there, and if that negative impact increases, or I can say spread to the other part of the world, in that situation it creates the disturbance. Okay, and which can be called as a dash. Okay, so a certain term have been defined under this paragraph, and you have to answer what actually this term are. Is it a contingent effect? Is it a golden effect? Is it a ripple effect? Is it a none of the above? A, B, C or D? Which of the following is correct? A, B, C or D? Let me know which of the following is correct here. Okay, so right answer is contingent effect. It is what? It's a contingent effect, which is going to spread in the other parts of the world as well. That is known as your contingent effect. Okay, so right answer will be your A option. Right answer is what? A. So do make sure now you are not in this particular question, it's not only the contingent effect you have studied, you also studied that when Southeast Asian currency crisis happened, it happened in 1997. You also got the information of when the global financial crisis happened, it happened in 2008 and 9. Okay, so multiple details are available in the question, so do make sure you are focusing in every detail of the session. Whatever explanation I am giving to you, that is also important. Now, second, which of the following are the reason for interconnectedness? Why these markets are connected to each other? What's the reason? Okay, so first is saying capital has become more mobile across national boundaries. Achha, what happened now? Let's say, for example, if I want to start my own business. Okay, if I want to start my own business, so how I will be getting capital for that business? How I will be raising capital for that business? It's not possible for me to use my savings and invest in the business. I cannot take that much risk, that much high risk I cannot take. If let's say, for example, if I am telling you that I want to start a business, to start business I need a 10 lakh rupee. So from where I am getting this capital? I am getting this capital, I have multiple sources. I can take a loan from bank, I can issue shares, I can issue bonds, I can issue debentures, I can go to the money market as well. Okay, so I can issue commercial papers as well. So many sources of finance are available to me in the market, and I can go in the market and raise capital from there. That's what we do. And actually this is what happens. The individual person, if I am talking about myself also, I will secure my savings and will take money of someone else to start my business. That's what happens. Similarly, India is also doing that, and the other countries are also doing that. Like we are, whatever capital we have, we want to secure our savings, but we are taking funds to start a business, to invest in the economy from the foreign countries. So that's why we are saying that the capital has become more mobile across the national boundaries. India is focusing that the foreign markets will invest in the country, we will get foreign capital, and that will be helping us out to create more and more manufacturing units in the country. Second, we have technological development in electronic payment and communication system have substantially reduced the arbitrage opportunity across financial sector and thereby adding the cross-border mobility of funds. So now what happened? Because we have technological development now in the electronic payment and communication system, the benefit that we used to get from the arbitrage. What is arbitrage? The price difference profit which we get by selling the same security in two different markets at the same time. That's the arbitrage. That price benefit is the arbitrage. So that have been eliminated. Okay. And now we are saying this have been eliminated. So now we are dependent to get these benefits from where? From the cross-border mobility of funds. Okay. Now, changes in the operating framework of monetary policy with the shift in emphasis from quantitative control to price-based instruments such as the short-term policy interest rate brought about changes in the term structure of interest rates. So now, what we are talking about here, we are simply saying that interconnectedness is because which of the following reason, and you can say all of the above are there. All of the above is the correct reason why we have the interconnectedness among market, because actually capitals are mobile. Second, actually technological development happen and it have reduced the arbitrage opportunities for us, and actually we have seen that the changes in the framework of monetary policy is there, and accordingly the quantitative controls of the price based instrument have been seen. So all these are the reason because of which interconnectedness will be seen. So your right answer will be D. Your right answer will be what? D is the right answer. Okay, I guess it's clear. Next we have here that's talking about which of the following are the importance of market integration. Which of the following are the importance of your market integration? First, it serves as conduit for authorities to transmit important price signals. Okay. Second, efficient integrated financial markets. Okay. Third, foster the necessary condition for a country's financial tech sector to emerge as international or regional financial center. Fourth, enhance competition and efficiency of intermediaries in their operations and allocation of resources contributes to financial stability. So these are what? These are the statement, or we can say the importance of market integration given to you. Like what's the benefit of integrating the market? What's the benefit behind these markets are interconnected to each other? So out of these, you have to answer which of the following is correct. A, B, C or D. A, B, C or D. Let me know which of the following is correct here. So actually the right answer will be all. All are the importance, all are the advantages, or we can say the benefits because of market integration we have. It conducts for authorities to transit the important price signals to each other. It is efficient. It makes it efficient and integrated financial system. Like now, it's very easy to understand what's going on in the money market, what's going on in the capital market, what's happening in the monetary policy, and how the monetary policy is going to affect the money market instruments as well. That will be here, fosters the necessary condition for a country's financial sector that to emerge as the international or regional financial sector. Next, we have enhanced competition and efficiency of intermediaries in their operations and allocation of resources that contributes to the financial stability. Okay, so right answer will be your D. Right answer we have is D. Okay, next you have a match the following question that is about your level of market integration. So this level of market integrations are three. Market will be integrated at a domestic level. Market will be integrated at a international level. You can call it a global level also. And the third is regional level. So there are three market integration levels are, and you have definition in the another column. So you have to match which is correct. So let's see, first definition is saying it occurs due to ties between a given region. The major financial centers serve that region. So you're talking about reason. Hana, you are talking about what? Reason. When you are studying reason wise, like there is a tie between a given reason. So obviously it is what? It is your regional integration. So third is your A. If you want to eliminate the option, you can eliminate A and C option. But you cannot say that B is the correct answer after using elimination method even. Why? Because the fourth statement is saying none of the above. So now we have to match each definition here. Now, second is saying entails horizontal linkage of various segments reflecting portfolio diversification by savers, investor, intermediaries. Now it's a horizontal linkage at the same level. Hana, you are at the same level. Horizontal linkage is there among your savers, investor, intermediaries. It means obviously it's a domestic. So first is your B. If first is B, third is A, it means second will be your what? C. So B, C, A will be the right combination, and you can see B, C, A is given in the B option. So right answer will be B. And I always try to use the elimination method, but also remember, if in the fourth option, if in the option there is a none of the above, then you have to verify each and every statement or whatever the question is asking about. So here the right answer will be your B. Right answer you can see is B, about the levels of market integration. Now, next question is talking about filling the blanks it is. So dash is a payment arrangement. You have what? You have a payment arrangement whereby the participants settle payment for intra-regional transaction among the participating central banks on a net multilateral basis. So the main objectives of clearing union are to facilitate payments among member countries for what purpose? For eligible transactions. So it thereby economizing on the use of foreign exchange reserves and transfer cost, as well as promoting trade and banking relations among the participating countries. So what we are talking about here? Dash is a payment arrangement whereby the participant actually settles the payment for intra-regional transaction. Okay, so what kind of payment arrangement it is? In which you can see among the members you are performing like whatever the eligible transactions are, that will be performed. Okay, and it also facilitates the use of foreign exchange reserve and transfer cost as well. Okay, so is it NEFT, ACU, RTGS or Infinite? So Infinite is actually a service provided by the subsidiary of RBI, that is IFTAS. Infinite provides us the platform in which RTGS, NEFT, IMPs they can trade. NEFT, RTGS, you know, RBI manage them, and it is not used for the foreign exchange reserves and transfer cost, and it is not used among the member countries. NEFT, RTGS do not have member countries. So obviously right answer is what? Asian Clearing Union. So Asian Clearing Union is the payment aggregator where all the participants they can settle their payments. For what purpose? For intra-regional transaction among their participating central bank of their member countries. Okay, so Asian Clearing Union is the payment arrangement we were talking about in this particular question. So your right answer is what? It is B. Okay, next question. Next we have here that's talking about which of the following are the important reasons for the formation of a clearing union. So now question is asking which of the following are the important reason for the formation of the clearing union. So exports and imports among members can expand relatively faster because of conservation of foreign exchange in intra-group transaction at least until the settlement date. Second, trade liberalization cannot be promoted initially among the members. Third, exploitation of scale economies would be made possible by enlarged trade. Okay, so we are talking about which of the following are the important reason for the formation of your clearing union. Is it only one, only two, all except two, or all of the above? Which of the following is correct? A, B, C or D? Okay, so the right answer here will be your C. First is correct because it is actually true, like when it comes to the clearing union, export import among the members, they can expand relatively faster because of the conservation of the foreign exchange in the intra-group transaction they have. So this is true. Second is saying trade liberalization cannot be promoted. Why it not promoted? It can be promoted. So this is wrong. First is correct, second is wrong. Third is saying exploitation of scale economies would be made possible by enlarged trade. This is true. So right answer is, it is asking about important reasons. So first and third is important reason, not the second. So right answer will be C, all except 2. Because the trade liberalization, it can be promoted initially among the members. Okay. So right answer will be your C. I guess clear? Next question. Next is talking about which of the following is the opposite of a floating exchange rate regime. Opposite of floating exchange rate regime. It's a pegged exchange rate regime, free exchange rate regime, correlated exchange rate regime, none of the above. So what do you think? Which of the following? So floating means when the exchange rate keeps changing. What is exchange rate? The rate at which currencies will be exchanged. Okay. So you have to answer which of the following is the opposite of a floating exchange rate regime. Pegged exchange rate, free exchange rate, correlated exchange rate, or none of the above. A, B, C or D. What do you think? Which of the following will be correct? A, B, C or D. And the right answer will be your, it cannot be free, it cannot be correlated, it is pegged, because opposite you have to find out, and floating opposite, it keeps changing, and that will be a pegged exchange rate. Okay, so right answer will be your A. Right answer is A. Next question. Next we have which country is or are not a member of Asian Clearing Union out of the following. So ACU have a certain member countries, and out of these, which of the following is not a member country of ACU? If it comes to the total members, ACU have total 9 members. And you can see here, total 10 countries name have been given to you. So it means one definitely is not a member. It means one definitely is not a member. So you have to answer which of the following country is not a member of ACU. Okay, so right answer will be actually Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Iran, Maldives, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. They all are the 9 countries which are member of ACU but not the China. So you can simply answer only 7. Only 7th, it means China is not a member of Asian Clearing Union. So right answer will be your C. Okay, right answer will be your what? It is C. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officers at 24/7. So, welcome to the channel, and do let me know is audio video both are okay. Are we good to go? Also, let me know how are you all. So, let's start the session here. जैसे कि आप लोगों को सबको पता ही है that we have started our जीत सीरीज. हमने हमारी जीत स्टार्ट किया था, जहाँ पे हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं हर दिन एक पर्टिकुलर यूनिट के एडवांस क्वेश्चंस को. तो जब बात आती है IEIFS सब्जेक्ट की, तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मॉड्यूल जो हो जाता है हमारे लिए, दैट इज योर मॉड्यूल. ठीक है, तो मॉड्यूल डी से ही इस जीत सीरीज को हमने स्टार्ट किया है. आज की जो हमारी क्लास है दैट्स दी 7th नंबर क्लास. एज यू कैन सी हियर 7th नंबर की हमारी ये क्लास है, और यहाँ पर हम डिस्कस करेंगे रिलेटेड टू योर मॉड्यूल. ओके, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंडियन इकोनॉमी, इंडियन फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम की अगर हम बात करें, तो मॉड्यूल डी जो है आपका दैट इज फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज. तो जब बात आती है फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज की, तो अनलिमिटेड फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज हमारे पास हैं, जहाँ पर अलग अलग मैच्योरिटी पीरियड के लिए अलग अलग टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस पे ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हेल्प कर रहे हैं फंड्स को रेज करने में. ठीक है, तो फंड्स रेज करने का अलग अलग तरीका अलग अलग मार्केट में हमारे पास है इन केस ऑफ योर फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम. तो यहाँ पर आज हमारी जो 7th क्लास है, इस क्लास में हम बात करेंगे ऑफ द टॉपिक मर्चेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज. तो अब तक हम फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स को कवर कर चुके हैं. मनी मार्केट हो चुका है, कैपिटल मार्केट, स्टॉक एक्सचेंज हम कवर कर चुके हैं, फिक्स्ड इनकम मार्केट, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज मार्केट एंड इंटरकनेक्टेडनेस ऑफ मार्केट्स, ये हम सब खत्म कर चुके हैं. आज जो है हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं नई यूनिट हमारी, दैट्स द मर्चेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज. ओके, तो इसको स्टार्ट करते हैं. स्टार्ट करने से पहले जितने भी ऐसे लोग हैं हमारे साथ यहाँ पे जो पहली बार इस सेशन को ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, पहली बार इस चैनल पे आए हैं, तो आई वुड लव टू इन्फॉर्म यू ऑल कि ऑफिसर्स एट 24/7 इज द चैनल जहाँ पे आपको अपने JAIIB, CIB, बैंक प्रमोशन एग्जाम से रिलेटेड सभी क्वेश्चंस की क्वेरीज के आंसर मिलेंगे. साथ ही में अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट ये जो सीरीज है जीत सीरीज, ये आपके JIB मई 2024 एंड अक्टूबर नवंबर 2024 के एग्जाम्स के लिए हेल्पफुल रहने वाली है। इस सीरीज का टाइमिंग जो है मंडे टू सैटरडे 7:30 AM है। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट इससे पहले वाले सेशंस अगर आप लोगों ने नहीं देखे हैं, फॉर दैट आप जा सकते हो अरे 24/7 की ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल, दैट इज ऑफिस 24/7 चैनल पे आपको प्लेलिस्ट मिलेगा और प्लेलिस्ट में हर एक सेशन की रिकॉर्डिंग अवेलेबल है अभी तक। तो इफ यू वांट आप वहां से सारे सेशंस की रिकॉर्डिंग भी देख, ठीक है। चलिए अब आगे बढ़ते हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अगर हम बात करें मर्चेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज की, तो दिस इज दी ओनली बैंकिंग सर्विसेज जिसको RBI रेगुलेट नहीं करता, सेबी रेगुलेट करता है। तो वी नो सेबी इज सिक्योरिटीज एंड एक्सचेंज बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया, जो कि इन्वेस्टमेंट मार्केट की रेगुलेटरी बॉडी है। जब बात आती है सेबी की, तो सेबी आपका मर्चेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज को रेगुलेट कर रहा है, जहां पे मर्चेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज आपको जनरल बैंकिंग प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज को नहीं प्रोवाइड करेगा। मर्चेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज जो हैं ये हमें प्रोवाइड करता है सर्विसेज जहाँ पे कंसल्टेंसी सर्विसेज आता है, एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज आता है, या फिर फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज आता है। तो जितने भी मर्चेंट बैंकर्स हैं ये अपने कॉरपोरेट क्लाइंट्स को या हाई नेटवर्थ इंडिविजुअल्स को एडवाइस देते हैं कहाँ पे पैसा लगाया जा सकता है, किस प्रोजेक्ट को स्टार्ट किया जा सकता है, किस कंपनी के साथ टाई अप किया जा सकता है, एक्सेट्रा। ठीक है, तो मर्चेंट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज आपकी डे टू डे सर्विस नहीं प्रोवाइड करेगा बैंकिंग, बट कॉर्पोरेट एडवाइस प्रोवाइड करता है अपने क्लाइंट्स को। ठीक है, साथ ही में रेगुलेट कौन करेगा, सेबी रेगुलेट करेगा। जो मर्चेंट बैंकिंग है हमारी, ये आपका सेबी के अंदर रेगुलेट हो रहा है और कमर्शियल बैंकिंग सर्विसेज से डिफरेंट सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करेगा टू इट्स कॉर्पोरेट क्लाइंट। ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं, क्वेश्चंस के फॉर्म में इसको डिस्कस करते हैं। सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन जो है हमसे पूछ रहा है, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज आर करेक्ट अबाउट डिफरेंस बिटवीन मर्चेंट बैंक एंड कमर्शियल। तो सबसे पहला डिफरेंस तो यही होता है कि एक को रेगुलेट करेगा सेबी और एक को रेगुलेट करेगा RBI। ओनली टाइप ऑफ बैंकिंग जिसको सेबी रेगुलेट कर रहा है, याद रखिएगा, मर्चेंट बैंकिंग है। बाकी सभी टाइप्स ऑफ बैंकिंग वो RBI के अंडर में आती है। So first is saying merchant banks primarily assist in raising equity and equity-related finance, whereas commercial bank primarily deal with the debt and debt-related finance. ये पहला difference दिया गया आपको। Second difference जो दिया गया है, that is saying merchant banks are management oriented, whereas commercial banks are asset oriented. ये merchant bank है आपका management oriented work करते हैं, है ना, और जो commercial bank है वो asset oriented। banks की asset क्या होती है, जो loan and advances वो provide कर रहे हैं। Then third is saying merchant bankers will mainly undertake the fee based business, कि जो भी सर्विसेज दे रहे हैं फी चार्ज करते हैं उसको। Whereas commercial banks mainly undertake the funding। जो कमर्शियल बैंक है वो क्या परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, आपका फंडिंग परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं। फोर्थ आता है मर्चेंट बैंक्स आर रेगुलेटेड बाय RBI, whereas commercial banks are governed by SEBI। अब यहाँ पर अगर हमसे पूछा जाए करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट क्या है, तो क्या होगा आप लोगों का आंसर। तो एक स्टेटमेंट तो हमें साफ साफ दिख रहा है दैट दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट। कौन सा स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है, नहीं है, फोर्थ तो नहीं, क्योंकि आपका मर्चेंट बैंक्स रेगुलेट होगा सेबी के थ्रू एंड कमर्शियल बैंक्स जो है यहाँ पे वो RBI रेगुलेशन में काम करेंगे। तो द फोर्थ स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट करेक्ट। फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड आर करेक्ट। फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, सेकंड स्टेटमेंट, थर्ड करेक्ट है, फोर्थ नहीं है। तो वी कैन सिंपली आंसर ऑल एक्सेप्ट, सारे आंसर आपके करेक्ट हैं अबाउट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मर्चेंट बैंक्स एंड कमर्शियल बैंक एक्सेप्ट फोर्थ ऑप्शन, बिकॉज यहाँ पे रेगुलेशन को क्या कर दिया है, इंटरचेंज। ठीक है, योर राइट आंसर विल बी ऑप्शन नंबर। ओके, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है आपका मैच द फॉलोइंग वाला क्वेश्चन। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अगर हम बात करें मैच द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चन, यहाँ पे हमारे पास दिया गया है कैटेगरी ऑफ मर्चेंट बैंकर। तो याद रखिएगा मर्चेंट बैंकर्स की चार ही कैटेगरी है, कैटेगरी 1, कैटेगरी 2, कैटेगरी 3 एंड कैटेगरी 4। चारों कैटेगरीज की डेफिनेशंस आपको दी गई हैं इन द अनदर कॉलम, और पूछा है इनमें से राइट कॉम्बिनेशन आपका क्या होगा। तो कौन सी कैटेगरी ऑफ मर्चेंट बैंकर जो है वो क्या वर्क करता है, अकॉर्डिंगली आपको बताना है कौन सा सही। ठीक है, तो देखो फर्स्ट आता है, डेफिनेशन से पढ़ के हम मैच करते हैं। फर्स्ट आता है दैट ए
कह रहा है कि कैन एक्ट ओनली एज एडवाइजर, कंसल्टेंट, को मैनेजर, अंडरराइटर, पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर। अब क्योंकि पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर इंक्लूड है ना, कि आपका मर्चेंट बैंकर जो है वो कैसे एक्ट करता है, कर सकता है, वो एडवाइजर हो सकता है, वो कंसल्टेंट हो सकता है, वो को मैनेजर हो सकता है, वो अंडरराइटर हो सकता है, वो पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर हो सकता है। तो दिस ए पॉइंट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द कैटेगरी नंबर के बारे में बात कर रहा है, आपका कैटेगरी 2 के बारे में बात कर रहा है। तो फर्स्ट हमें एक कॉम्बिनेशन मिला, इसके बेसिस पे ट्राई करते हैं एलिमिनेट करने का ऑप्शन। तो आप देखोगे तो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन बोल रहा है सेकंड इज सी, गलत है। सेकंड ऑप्शन बोल रहा है सेकंड इज सी, ये भी गलत है। थर्ड ऑप्शन बोल रहा है सेकंड इज ए, ये तो सही है। पर बिकॉज फोर्थ ऑप्शन में नन ऑफ द अबव दिया है, तो हम यहाँ पे आंसर नहीं दे सकते। कब तक? जब तक हम हर एक कॉलम को मैच ना कर लें। बिकॉज नन ऑफ द अबव में आपका आंसर नन ऑफ द अबव भी हो सकता है। ठीक है, तो कैटेगरी 1 इज सॉरी, ऑप्शन नंबर ए इज अबाउट योर कैटेगरी 2। आगे बढ़ते हैं। सेकंड बोल रहा है कैन एक्ट एज अंडर राइटर, एडवाइजर, कंसल्टेंट टू एन। अब यहाँ पे सिर्फ वो अंडर राइटर है ना, एडवाइजर है और कंसल्टेंट है। तो दिस विल बी योर थर्ड, यानी कि कैटेगरी थर्ड जो है वो बी है। तो यहाँ पे आप देखो थर्ड इज बी, ये भी सही है। आगे आता है सी स्टेटमेंट, कैन मेयरली एक्ट एज एडवाइजर और कंसल्टेंट टू एन। मेयरली एक्ट करता है सिर्फ और सिर्फ एडवाइजर और कंसल्टेंट की तरह। सो इट विल बी व्हाट, इट विल बी योर कैटेगरी नंबर। और अगर हम बात करें इशू मैनेजमेंट का, तो इशू मैनेजमेंट सभी कैटेगरीज में कौन कर सकता है आपका? इट विल बी डन ओनली बाय कैटेगरी 1। ठीक है, सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस जो है याद रखने के लिए आप याद रख सकते हो कि कैटेगरी 1 जो है वो ही सिर्फ इशू मैनेजमेंट का काम करता है। तो ऑब्वियसली आपका राइट आंसर होगा सी ऑप्शन। फर्स्ट इज डी, सेकंड इज ए, थर्ड इज बी एंड फोर्थ इज। ये है आपका राइट कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मैच द फॉलोइंग। तो याद रखिएगा मर्चेंट बैंकर्स की हमारे पास 4 कैटेगरीज हैं। चारों कैटेगरीज में रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो दी गई है इनको वो डिफरेंट, अकॉर्डिंगली आप आंसर करें। तो कैटेगरी 1 इशू मैनेजर होते हैं, कैटेगरी 2 में पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजर्स का वर्क इंक्लूड होता है, कैटेगरी 3 में अंडरराइटर, एडवाइजर, कंसल्टेंट होंगे, और कैटेगरी 4 में सिर्फ आपके एडवाइजर और कंसल्टेंट ही रहते हैं मर्चेंट बैंक। और इन चारों कैटेगरी में वर्क करने के लिए दे हैव टू टेक लाइसेंस फ्रॉम सी। ठीक है, जो भी कैटेगरी में आप जाना चाहते हो, जिस भी कैटेगरी का आप काम करना चाहते हो, उसके लिए आपको सेबी से क्या लेना पड़ेगा? आपको सेबी से लाइसेंस लेना पड़ेगा फॉर द मर्चेंट बैंकर्स कैटेगरी। ठीक है, राइट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन विल बी योर सी ऑप्शन। चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। As per SEBI regulation, the applicant for merchant banking license should have a net worth of not less than dash for category 1 merchant bank। तो यहाँ पे हम बोल रहे हैं कि सेबी रेगुलेशंस के अकॉर्डिंग कोई भी एप्लीकेंट जो है ना, जो आपका मर्चेंट बैंकिंग लाइसेंस लेना चाहता है, उसका नेट वर्थ जो है वो किससे कम नहीं होना चाहिए फॉर कैटेगरी 1। 35 करोड़ से, 5 करोड़ से, 25 करोड़ से, या 15 करोड़ से। नेटवर्थ जो है इनमें से किससे कम नहीं होना चाहिए, दैट यू हैव टू आंसर। इफ योर मर्चेंट बैंक वांट्स टू वर्क एज अ कैटेगरी 1, इट मींस इशू मैनेजमेंट का काम करना चाहता है, मैनेजमेंट का काम करना चाहता है कैटेगरी 1 में रजिस्टर होने के लिए। तो जो नेट वर्थ आपके मर्चेंट बैंकिंग का रिक्वायर्ड है, दिस विल बी योर 5 करोड़। कितना होगा आपका? 5 करोड़ का। तो राइट आंसर विल बी योर बी। राइट आंसर विल बी योर। चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज टॉकिंग अबाउट कि SEBI's authorization criteria to allow the applicant to act as merchant bank include which of the following। अब आपको किसी भी कैटेगरी ऑफ मर्चेंट बैंकर में वर्क करना हो, वर्क करने के लिए आपको सेबी से लाइसेंस लेना पड़ेगा। जब आप सेबी से लाइसेंस लेने जा रहे हो, तो कौन सी ऐसे क्राइटेरियाज हैं जो आपको फॉलो करने हो? फर्स्ट इज सेइंग प्रोफेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन फाइनेंस, लॉ और बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट में होना चाहिए। सेकेंड इज सेइंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए आपके पास, ऑफिस स्पेस हो, इक्विपमेंट हो, मैन पावर हो। थर्ड, कैपिटल एडुकेसी आप मेंटेन कर रहे हो। फोर्थ, पास ट्रैक of record, experience, general reputation, fairness, or in all the transaction आप maintain, maybe past transaction records है उनको भी आप maintain कर रहे हो. So to take license from SEBI to become as or to apply as an applicant कि हम act करना चाहते हैं मर्चेंट बैंक की तरह, तो इनमें से कौन सा आपको ऑथराइजेशन क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल करना होगा? ए, सी और डी? Only four, only second, only third, and four, and all of the above. Which will be the right answer? तो आपका जो right answer होगा यहाँ पे, that will be all of the above. Right answer हमारा क्या होगा? All of the above. तो सेबी जब ऑथराइजेशन क्राइटेरिया की बात कर रहा है तो सबसे पहली चीज प्रोफेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन चेक करेगा, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चेक करेगा, कैपिटल एडिकेसी चेक करेगा, एंड जो फास्ट ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड्स हैं, एक्सपीरियंस हैं रिलेटेड, और जनरल रेपुटेशन या फेयरनेस जो है सभी रिकॉर्ड्स भी. So right answer will be your option, all of the above. Next, the other services offered by merchant banks include. अब जब हम अदर सर्विसेज की बात करें तो कौन सी अदर सर्विसेज मर्चेंट बैंक्स प्रोवाइड करते हैं? कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग एंड एडवाइजरी, प्रोजेक्ट काउंसलिंग, लोन सिंडिकेशन, एनआरआई एडवाइजरी सर्विस. आउट ऑफ दीज फोर कौन सी सर्विसेज जो है वो मर्चेंट बैंक्स के प्रोवाइड की जाती है? मैंने आपको ये तो बताया था कि जनरल बैंकिंग का एक भी फंक्शन जो है वो मर्चेंट बैंक परफॉर्म, ये जनरल पब्लिक को अपनी सर्विसेज भी नहीं देंगे. जैसे कि अगर मैं जाऊँ मर्चेंट बैंक के पास और बोलूँ सेविंग्स अकाउंट ओपन करना है, पैसा डिपॉजिट करना है, पैसा विड्रॉ करना है, तो मर्चेंट बैंक्स मुझे नहीं. ठीक है, मर्चेंट बैंक्स अपने कॉर्पोरेट क्लाइंट्स को एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज देता है, काउंसलिंग करता है, प्रोजेक्ट काउंसलिंग भी करता है कि ठीक है कोई नया प्रोजेक्ट आप लाना चाह रहे हो तो उसकी काउंसलिंग भी करेगा, लाना चाहिए या नहीं लाना चाहिए. लोन सिंडिकेशन भी ये करता है, एनआरआई एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज भी ये प्रोवाइड करता है. The right answer will be your all of the above. All these services will be provided or will be offered by merchant. पर ये सर्विसेज क्या है आपकी? फी बेस्ड सर्विस. अगर इनमें से कोई भी सर्विस आपको मर्चेंट बैंकर देगा तो द मर्चेंट बैंकर विल चार्ज अ सर्टेन, ना आपसे एक फीस चार्ज करेगा. ओके, द राइट आंसर हियर विल बी योर ऑल ऑफ द अबव ऑप्शन. ये सारी ही सर्विसेज मर्चेंट बैंक जो है वो हमें प्रोवाइड करते हैं एज अ सर्विस. चलिए, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अ मॉनिटरिंग? अब इनमें से कौन सा आपका मॉनिटरिंग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं होगा, यानी कि ये नहीं करना है मर्चेंट बैंकिंग को एज अ मॉनिटरिंग एजेंसी? तो फर्स्ट इज मेक अरेंजमेंट टू एंश्योर द मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ इशू प्रोसीड्स. Second, keep a track on expenditure incurred from amount collected. Reasons for delay in implementation to be reported to RBI. To ensure that the government statutory approvals related to the project disclosed in offer document are being compiled with. So out of these four activities, इनमें से कौन सा responsibility आपकी monitoring agency? Which of the following is not the responsibility of a monitoring? A, B, C और D? तो अगर देखा जाए तो मॉनिटरिंग एजेंसी की ये चारों ही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी तो है कि आपको इंश्योर करना होगा मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ इशू प्रोसीड्स, आपको ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड रखना होगा एक्सपेंडिचर जो आप कर रहे हो, अमाउंट जो कलेक्ट कर रहे हो, देन रीजन फॉर डिले इन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन भी आपको देना पड़ेगा, और ये भी इंश्योर करना पड़ेगा कि गवर्नमेंट और स्टैट्यूटरी अप्रूवल रिलेटेड जो प्रोजेक्ट है जैसा डिस्कस हुआ था ऑफर डॉक्यूमेंट में वैसा ही उसको कंटिन्यू किया जा रहा है. तो फिर आंसर क्या हुआ? आपसे तो पूछा है नॉट द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, तो आंसर इज एक्चुअली थर्ड, बिकॉज ये डिले का जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है ये आपको आरबीआई को नहीं सेबी को देना होगा, बिकॉज हु रेगुलेट्स मर्चेंट बैंकिंग? सेबी रेगुलेट्स दी मर्चेंट बैंक. तो आपका राइट आंसर क्या होगा? सी. रीजंस फॉर डिले इन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन दैट टू बी रिपोर्टेड टू आरबीआई, the central, no sorry, not to the RBI but the SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange of India. ठीक है, तो राइट आंसर आपका यहाँ से हो जाएगा सी. दिस इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अ मॉनिटरिंग, आपके मॉनिटरिंग एजेंसी का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है. Okay, next. Merchant banking activities was formally initiated into the Indian capital market when Grindlays Banks PLC received the license from Reserve Bank of India in cash. तो मर्चेंट बैंकिंग एक्चुअली इंडियन मार्केट में स्टार्ट हुआ था ग्रिंडलीज बैंक के थ्रू। कौन से ईयर में हुआ था आपको बताना है। सेकंड, फिर इंडिया के बैंक्स ने भी स्टार्ट किया मर्चेंट बैंकिंग, और सबसे पहले एसबीआई ने स्टार्ट किया। कौन से ईयर में स्टार्ट किया है, अगेन यू हैव टू टेल। थर्ड इज बोल रहा है कि इन द इनिशियल ईयर एसबीआई's ऑब्जेक्टिव वाज टू रेंडर कॉर्पोरेट एडवाइस एंड असिस्टेंस कैश। तो स्टार्टिंग में जब एसबीआई ने मर्चेंट बैंकिंग स्टार्ट किया तो उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव था क्या करना, कॉर्पोरेट एडवाइस देना, है ना, असिस्टेंस देना। किसको, एमएसएमईज को, बिग कॉर्पोरेट्स को, या फिर स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस। तो ए, बी, सी या डी इनमें से कौन सा ऑप्शन है आपको बता। ए, बी, सी और डी, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज करेक्ट। ओके, तो यहाँ पे हमारा राइट आंसर आता है आपका ए, बिकॉज सबसे पहले इंडिया में स्टार्ट हुई थी मर्चेंट बैंकिंग आपका 1967 में। सेकेंड, एसबीआई ने स्टार्ट किया था 1970 में, और इनिशियली ये एसएमईज को प्रोवाइड करता था कॉर्पोरेट एडवाइस एंड असिस्टेंस। तो राइट आंसर विल बी योर ए ऑप्शन। राइट आंसर वी हैव इज ए। है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। नेक्स्ट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय द टर्म लोन सिंडिकेट। तो आपने देखा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज या फिर हम बोल सकते हैं सर्विसेज जो मर्चेंट बैंकर्स हमें प्रोवाइड करते हैं, उनमें से एक सर्विस लोन सिंडिकेशन का भी है। ये लोन सिंडिकेशन भी करते हैं ना। तो लोन सिंडिकेशन होता क्या है, जहाँ पे टू और मोर बोरोवर कम टुगेदर टू रेज वन लोन फ्रॉम अ सिंगल लेंडर, या फिर अंडर दिस व्हेन अ लोन बिकम्स एनपीए नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट इट इज ट्रांसफर टू एन एसेट रिकंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी फॉर बेटर मैनेजमेंट, या फिर when two or more lenders come together to fund one loan to a single borrower। अब आपको बताना है इनमें से कौन सा कंडीशन जो है ऑफ योर लोन सिंडिकेशन, विच कंडीशन ऑफ योर लोन सिंडिकेशन इज करेक्ट। दो या दो से ज्यादा बोरोवर एक साथ मिलकर एक लोन फ्रॉम अ सिंगल लेंडर ले रहे हैं, या फिर एनपीए बढ़ने पर आपका एसेट रिकंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी ट्रांसफर कर देना, या फिर जब दो या दो से ज्यादा लैंडर्स मिलकर किसी एक पर्सन को लोन दे रहे हैं। तो इनमें से कौन सी सिचुएशन आपका लोन सिंडिकेशन कहलाएगा। एंड द राइट आंसर इज थर्ड ऑप्शन, जब दो या दो से ज्यादा लेंडर्स किसी एक बोरोवर को लोन प्रोवाइड कर। ठीक है, लेट्स से मिस्टर अंबानी ने लोन अप्लाई किया है फॉर 200 करोड़, है ना, तो वहां सिर्फ एसबीआई लोन नहीं देके एसबीआई, पीएनबी, एक्सिस बैंक के ग्रुप ऑफ बैंक्स जो हैं वो लोन प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं मिस्टर अंबानी को, दैट इज दी। तो राइट आंसर आपका हो जाएगा सी ऑप्शन। Okay, next. Read the following statement carefully and choose the correct option in relation to the topic key policy requirement as per SEBI regulation। तो आपको बताना है यहाँ पे कि कौन सा स्टेटमेंट जो है वो करेक्ट है इन रिलेशन टू योर की पॉलिसी रिक्वायरमेंट एज पर सेबी रेगुलेशन। पहला स्टेटमेंट बोल रहे हैं मर्चेंट बैंक शुड नॉट एसोसिएट विद एनी बिजनेस अदर देन दैट ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट। The exception is granted to banks and financial institutions. Okay. Second is saying a merchant bank should ensure that prospectus letter of offer is available to investor at the time of issue, should render best possible advice to its client। अब आपको बताना है इनमें से कौन सा स्टेटमेंट जो है आपका दैट इज राइट। A, B, C or D? Statement 1 correct, statement 2 incorrect, statement 1 incorrect, statement 2 is correct. Both the statements are correct, both the statements are incorrect. Okay. तो यहाँ पे एक्चुअली जब मैं सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट की बात करूंगी तो सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट जो आपका है इज नॉट अ की पॉलिसी रिक्वायरमेंट। ये जो है आपका ये की पॉलिसी कोड्स है जो सेबी ने प्रोवाइड किया है टू दी मर्चेंट बैंकर्स। अगर हम की पॉलिसी रिक्वायरमेंट की बात करें तो की पॉलिसी रिक्वायरमेंट है ओनली स्टेटमेंट 1, जहां पे मर्चेंट बैंक्स को कहा गया है to do not associate with the any business other than that of securities market. एक्सेप्शन ग्रांट है बैंक्स और फाइनेंशियल ओनली। तो ये पॉलिसी रिक्वायरमेंट है। द सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट इज अ की पॉलिसी कोड्स जो सेबी ने, सिंपली हम बोल देंगे कि स्टेटमेंट 1 तो आपका करेक्ट है बट स्टेटमेंट 2 इज करेक्ट, बिकॉज ये की पॉलिसी रिक्वायरमेंट का पार्ट नहीं है, की कोड्स जो आपके दिए गए हैं उसका पार्ट है। So right answer will be your A. The statement 1 is correct, but the statement 2 is incorrect.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officer Survey 24/7. So first of all, let me know how are you all, and also let me know is audio video both are okay. Are we good to go? So let's start this session. In this particular session, we will be discussing your IEIFS 1 unit of Module D. As you know, in the Victory series, we have started discussing each unit in form of MCQs. That will be advanced MCQs. Okay. Apart from that, if we talk about your IEIFS subject, we have 45 units, 4 modules are there, and that's why we have to cover each and every unit individually. Apart from that, in the module D you will have maximum syllabus. You have maximum syllabus and a lot of terminologies are there, and just to clear that all the terminologies will be covered, we are covering the D module first, so that you will get more time to revise as well. Acha, apart from that, one more information I want to give you all before starting the session, that is your registration started. Okay, your registration is started. So in case of we are talking about registration started, that is 5th of March from 4:15. The registration link is active. If you have not registered yet, do register yourself for your JAIIB paper. And while registering, do remember that you will select the center of choice and the time slot as per your convenience. And also make sure that there is a chances it will not be changed. So what happened in the last year's notification, IIBF has mentioned very clearly that no particular request for changing the center as well as to change the time slot will not be entertained. So that's why do make sure while selecting your center as well as while selecting your time slot, be very cautious about it. Okay, so let's start. Apart from that, if you are first time joining this session, I would love to inform you this is the Victory series for IEIFS subject going on Monday to Saturday in the evening 7 p.m. only on Officer Survey 24/7. And if you have not seen earlier session, what you have to do, just go to the Officer Survey 24/7 YouTube channel, go to the playlist. All the sessions are available in recording form for all of you. Okay, now let's start. As you know, we have started module D, Indian economy, Indian financial system. The module D talks about financial product and services, and today we will be discussing about the 36th unit, that is derivative market. Okay, so today we will be talking about the derivative market unit of your IEIFS. Clear? Now let's say if we talk about derivative markets, who regulates the derivative market? SEBI regulates the derivative market. Okay, in case of derivatives, derivative can be any product, है ना, derivative can be any product whose value is derived from another variable. It means derivative will not have its own value, but it will be derived from the other product that is known as underlying asset. So obviously derivatives value will be always derived from basic variables, and those variables are known as your underlying assets. Okay, now apart from that, if we talk about the derivative market, there are two types of derivative market: over the counter derivative and exchange traded derivative. In case of over the counter derivative, it means there are two parties who come in a contact with each other, and they sign an agreement with each other in which one party is ready to resell the product and another is ready to purchase the product on a future date. Okay, one more important fact is that derivative market will always be traded on future date. Okay, it will be traded on future date always. Do remember that. So first of all, when we are talking about derivative market, it will be traded on future date always. Second, and over the trading or over the counter derivative, there is no mediator available. There are simply two party, one is seller, one is buyer, and they are ready to sell and purchase the securities on the future date, and though no mediator is there. And just because no mediator is there, over the counter derivatives are risky. They are what? They are risky contracts. Now, when it comes to the exchange traded derivative, here the mediator will be available, and the mediator will be your stock exchange, like Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, or we can say multi commodity exchange. These are the mediators in case of your what? In case of your exchange traded derivative markets. Okay, so now that's what the basics of your derivative market. Now let's discuss certain questions on the same, and we will be covering the chapter in form of questions here. So the first question is talking about which of the following is our underlying assets in derivative market. So certain options are in front of you, have been given, and you have to answer which of the following is underlying asset. So as I have told you, derivative is simply a product whose value will be derived from two or more basic variables. Okay, derivative is a what? It is a product whose value will be derived from two or more basic variables. That's your derivative, right? Clear? Now, the variable we are talking about from which you derive the value of derivative, that's the underlying asset. So here, the first is saying it can be precious metals like gold, silver. It can be foreign exchange rates or currencies. It can be commodity including your grains, coffee, pulses, etc. It can be shares and share warrant of companies traded on recognized stock exchange. Okay, so these are the four options available in front of you, and out of that you have to answer which of these will be covered as the derivative market's underlying asset. Okay, as the derivative market underlying asset, which of the following is correct? Okay, so when it comes to the underlying asset, they all are the underlying asset. On the basis of these underlying asset, we can drive the value of derivative. So right answer here will be D, all of the above. Okay, right answer will be D, that is all of the above. Now, second question we have in the form of match the following, that is asking about participants in derivative market, and their definition have been given here. So if we talk about derivative market, then the derivative market, we have three types of participants. You can see hedgers are there, arbitrators are there, speculators are there. Do remember there are three participants in the derivative, and these are the three. Clear? Now, the definition have been given in front of the particular columns of your. Out of that, you have to answer which of the following is rightly matched. So first is saying the behavior is guided by the desire to take advantage of discrepancy between prices of more or less the same asset of or competing assets in different market. So who are they? When you talk about that there is a person who take the advantage of the price difference of the same security in two different markets, that is known as your derivatives market, one of the participant. And the party who is taking this price difference benefit is actually your arbitrators. So second is your A. Okay, so arbitrators are what? When we have discussed capital market chapter in conceptual classes, we have discussed that what is actually arbitrage. Arbitrage is simply the difference, or we can say it is the advantage that will be seen to a particular investor when he sell the same security in the two different markets at the same time and earn the benefit of price difference. That price difference benefit is actually your arbitrage, and the persons who take benefit out of it, they are known as your arbitrators. So your second statement match to the A. Okay, so now you can eliminate the option. First option can be eliminated, second can be eliminated. Because the fourth option is saying none of the above, we have to match all the columns. Okay, now the second column is saying here they transact futures and options contract to get extra leverage in bidding on future movement in the price of an asset. So simply what we are talking about, who are they? If you talk about the investors who transact future and option contract to get what? To get the extra leverage in betting on the future movement. Like it means they want that in the future investment they are capable of earning the benefits. So it means what? Simply they are the speculators. So the third will be your B. Third is what? B. Speculators are the defined here in the B column. So now obviously the A, or I can say the first one, will be your C. So C, A and B will be right combination that have been given under the option number C. So your right answer will be C. First is C, second is A, and third is B. This is the right combination of the definitions of your market participants in derivative market. Okay, so do remember these three terminologies are very important for us, like what are hedgers, what are arbitrators, what are speculators, very important. So right answer here is C. Next question. Next question is talking about which of the following is are correct about the functions of derivative market. Like derivative market, we know it's a kind of financial market which helps to raise capital for a certain period of time. It will always be traded in the future date, but what benefits or what are the functions that it performs? Price discovery, hedging price risk, lower transaction cost, higher leverage, transfer of risk. Out of these five, you have to answer which of the following are correct about the functions of derivative. So price discovery, the financial market have its function as a price discovery. So obviously in derivative market, we do the price discovery with the help of underlying assets. Second, hedging price risk, yes, that we do. Second, third, lower cost transaction. Comparative to the other market, you will have a lower transaction cost here. High leverages, yes, this is very much true. You can get higher profits from here. Transfer of risk will be done from the individual to the persons who are investing here. So all the five are correct in case of functions of derivatives. So your right answer will be all are the functions. Right answer will be what? It is all of the above. They all are the functions. So option number A will be correct here. Okay, next. Next question we have, which of the following are correct about forward rate agreement? Next question is talking about the statement correct about forward rate agreement. First is saying, and forward rate agreement is like a forward contract on interest rate. It is a financial contract to exchange the interest payment based on the fixed interest rate at a future date. Second, the company can enter into a forward rate agreement with its banker where it pays fixed interest rate to hedge or fix its borrowing cost today for a requirement after 3 months. Then third is saying the fixed rate agreed via the FRA will be compared to the benchmark rate at the settlement date to determine the settlement amount. So these are the three statements given here about the forward rate agreement, and you have to answer which of the following is correct. Case of the forward rate agreement. So forward rate agreement is one of the important instrument here in the derivative market, and it actually helps us. And it actually helps us to perform what? It actually helps us to perform the future contract. Let's say, for example, if I want to take a loan, let's say, or for example, after 5 months, I am deciding or I have a planning that I will start a certain business after 5 months. And because I am very much confirm about it, let's say this is what I have to do, this is what I have to, this is how I have to start my business, and it is very confirmed. So if I am taking loan after 5 months, there is a chances that the rate of interest will be higher comparative to today. So to make sure that I know I want a loan after 5 months and I want a loan for 3 months duration, so I pre-book that loan from the bank on the current rate of interest. That's what the forward rate agreement. Okay, so the right answer here will be your all. Actually, all of the above statements are correct about the forward rate agreement. Okay, all of these statements are correct in case of your forward rate agreement. So first is saying it's a forward contract on the interest rate. It is a financial contract, exchange interest payment based on the fixed interest rate at a future date. Second, the company can enter into a FRA with its banker where it pays fixed interest rate to hedge or fix its borrowing costs today for requirement after 3 months. And the third one is the fixed rate agreed via the FRA will be compared to the benchmark rate at the settlement date to determine the settlement amount. So it means all are the statements that defined your forward rate agreement. Okay, next question. Next we are talking about here which of the following are correct about credit default swaps. Which of the following is correct here about credit default swap? Okay, so when it comes to credit default swap, it's a facility that will be provided to the banks to make sure that they will not have to face the credit risk or the default risk in the future from its customer. Let's say, for example, if I am taking a loan from the bank, so there will be always a nominal risk that the customer can default. The customer cannot repay your loan. That's such chances in every cases, whether I am taking loan, whether you are taking loan, whether Mr. Amani is taking loan, this normal risk of loan will always be there. And to save bank itself from this kind of risk, bank take the insurance from the credit default swaps. Okay, so a credit default swap is a financial derivative or a contract that allows an investor to swap or offset his or her credit risk with that of another investor, and this is very much true. Second is saying a credit default swap are mainly directed to cover the default risk associated with the corporate bonds, and this is as well true. So the right answer will be your both. Okay, your right answer is what? Both. Clear? So credit default swap simply provide the security, or we can say gives the guarantee, not a particular 100% secure they are, but yes, if the customer defaults, they will be repaying the money to the bank of their credit risk. But on behalf of that, or to get this service, bank have to make the payment that will be known as a premium or credit default swap payments. So that is what the credit default swaps are there. And if you remember global financial crisis, so when we have seen global financial crisis in 7-8, one of the reason of global financial crisis was that at that time these credit default swaps also did what? They also did the fraud, or they also did the default. Okay, so right answer is C. Both the statements are true. Next question is talking about if a company wants a loan, a company wants to borrow $5 million for a period of 5 months, 6 months from now, what type of forward rate agreement should it buy? So let's say my company knows that they need a loan for 5 months period, like we need loan for 5 months period, and that will be required after 6 months today, and today we are doing a contract, or today we are signing a forward rate agreement. So what kind of forward rate agreement it will be? What kind of forward rate agreement it will be? Okay, so here the right answer will be, actually you are taking for 5 months, but the loan will start after 6 months from today. So it will be what? 6 multiplied by 11. So how to write the forward rate agreement? You have to write first when the contract is going to start, when your loan will start. So your loan will start after 6 months. Then you have to write when it is actually going to end. So it is going to end after 5 months. From this start, after 5 months is going to end. So from today it will take the 11 months to be completed. So that's why 6 multiplied by 11 will be the way you define your forward rate agreement. Okay, so when it comes to the forward rate agreement, do remember how to specify when it is going to start and when it's going to end from the date you are doing you are signing an agreement. Okay, so right answer is 6 multiplied by 11. Now a dash is option gives the holder, the buyer, the right to sell a specified quantity of the underlying asset at the strike price on or before the expiry date. A strike price means defined price or selected price. Okay, so simply you are giving a certain right to the buyer to do what? To sell the specified security on a particular date, but it is not giving an obligation. So in case of options, when we talk about options, the options gives the right to buy or sell, but not the obligation to the holder. Okay, that's the condition. In option you will get the right, but not the obligation is there. And there are two types of option. We have put option and we have call option. If you are calling somebody, it means you want to buy, like you have something to discuss with the person, that's why we call someone, so that defines that. Obviously in the call option you want to buy, and put means you are putting your securities in front of the another person, that will be you want to sell the security. So in the call option it gives the right to buy but not the obligation, and in the put option it gives the right to sell but not the obligation. So right answer here will be it's a put option, because we are talking about the right to sell. That's why it will be your put option. So right answer is your A. Okay, so do remember, option gives the right to the holder to purchase or to sell, but not the obligation. It is not mandatory that you have to complete this contract if you have said no. If you want in options on the upcoming dates, whenever you have to settle your transaction on that particular date, you can legally say that I do not want to complete this contract. This is allowed in the options. Okay, now which of the following is are correct about the exchange traded derivative? So as I have told you, there are two types of derivative: over the counter and exchange traded. In over the counter, there is no mediator. There is no mediator. It means you will find that there is no person to judge, or there is no authority to make it obligation on the parties to complete their contract. So if there is no particular mediator is there, in that situation the parties are not legally bound to complete their promises or to complete their contract. So in case of over the counter, parties can do the breach of contract. That's why over the counter covers your counterparty risk. Okay, in the exchange traded derivative, there will be always a mediator, that is your stock exchange, and that will secure yourself or that secure the party from any kind of breach of contract in the future, because obviously it gives the certain obligation that they have to complete the contract. Okay, and for that person, the stock exchange also maintains the margin from both the parties. Clear? So the first is saying here, the key feature of exchange traded derivative contract is the standardization of the contract. That's true. Second, this means the terms and conditions are precisely specified by the exchange. Third, this specification applies to feature like schedule of expiry dates and contract amount. Fourth, the clearinghouse can provide this guarantee through the requirement of cash deposit called a margin. So out of these statements, you have to answer which of the following is or are correct. So first, you are making them maintain a margin. That is true. Terms and conditions are specified by the exchange. This is also true. It applies features like expiry of date, contract of date will be decided by the exchange. And also the key feature of that is they are standardized. No counterparty risk is there. So right answer will be all of the above, option number C. Okay, the right answer you have is all of the above, that is option number C. I guess clear to all. Next question. Next question is talking about here that dash is an agreement in which two parties exchange the principal amount of a loan and the interest in one currency for the principal and interest in another currency. Okay, so you are taking loan and that loan will be taken in a particular currency, and then you exchange that loan in the different currency with the other party. So at the inception of the swap, the equivalent principal amounts are exchanged at the spot rate. Spot rate means the current rate of the currency. So let's say, for example, there is a company in USA, okay, that is the subsidiary of Indian company. Okay, let's say Tata subsidiary is available in USA, and that Tata subsidiary in USA wants a loan of certain amount of money. That's the first case. Second case is there that USA's companies, let's say XYZ company of USA is working in India. It has subsidiaries in India, and that subsidiary in India wants a loan. So what they are going to do? The Tata will take a loan in India in Indian currency of the same amount which that XYZ company wants in India. And that XYZ company will take loan in USA in US dollar of the amount which is required to the Tata company. And then these two parties will exchange their loan amount with each other on the spot rate. It means whatever the exchange rate will be going on and on that particular day. So the right answer here will be what? It will be your currency swap. You are exchanging loan, but in which you are exchanging your currency. So one have taken a loan in rupee and the another have taken a loan in dollar, and you exchange these loan with each other. So that's what your currency swap. It's a currency swap. Okay, and why the companies are doing that? Why the parties are doing that? Because in this scenario, they have to pay less rate of interest on the loan they are borrowing. Okay, now next question. Next we have that is talking about which of the following is are correct about the over the counter derivative contracts. So you have to find out the correct one in case of over the counter. First is saying the OTC derivative contracts are not standardized and hence risk management activities become more complicated. Second is saying a good example of OTC derivative is the forward foreign exchange contract. Third is saying the ability of customized contracts does not necessarily make the market liquid than the standardized exchange rate contract. Fourth is saying OTC market have a lower level of regulation that exchange traded markets have. So we have discussed in today's session as well that it have a counterparty risk. And why it have a counterparty risk? Because there is no mediator. Okay, because there is no mediator, that's why they have a counterparty risk here. So you have to answer which of the following are correct in case of over-the-counter derivative market. A, B, C or D? Which of the following is correct? And the right answer here will be actually all are correct about over the counter. All the statements are correct in case of your over the counter derivative contract. There will be risk, there will be lower regulation comparative to exchange traded derivative, and forward are the over the counter example. Then not necessarily the market less liquid here because it have a risky. Exchange traded is more liquid. Reason? Because that is secured. Now this is the categories you will find in case of your types of derivatives. So actually derivatives divided into two categories, that is financial derivative and commodity derivatives. So actually commodity derivatives is not properly defined in your syllabus. It means it is not a part of your syllabus. So financial derivative is part of your syllabus, in which you will find exchange traded derivative, that is a standard. They are a standard derivative. Okay, in case of over the counter, you will find over the counter they are what? Risky. They are the risky derivative. So now do remember, in exchange traded derivative we have only futures and options, and in futures we have currency swap available. Okay, and over the counter we have forward contracts. In future the interest rate swap is your risky. Okay, then swaps, currency swap, interest rate swap, credit default swap is there, and the last is exotics, caps, collars. These are the over the counter derivative. So do remember, exchange traded cover the future contract, which is currency swap contract, and the options. Okay, the rest are your over the counter derivative. Good evening everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Office Study 24/7. So before starting the session, first let me know, is audio video both are okay? Are we good to go? So let me know first, is audio and video both are okay? Are we good to go? So this is our victory series that we have started at 7 p.m. and every day we are discussing certain number of questions from an individual unit of your module D. So we have started from module D here, and if you talk about module D, you will find here that module D have a biggest syllabus in the IFS, and the reason behind it, because a lot of units are there and the units cover a lot of questions there. Okay, that's why we can say that we have maximum number of questions or maximum number of topics available in your module D. So that's why we have started the victory series from the module D. Okay, and right now if we talk about today's session, this is our class number 9. It means already 9 session we have conducted in your victory series. Actually the regular timing of this class is 7 p.m. Okay, because you guys know today it was a webinar at 7 p.m. That's why we have changed the timing of the class, and we are having this class at 8:30 p.m. today. Otherwise it will continue go at 7 p.m. only on Office Study 24/7 Monday to Saturday. Now next thing is that this is our class number 9th, you can see. So in the victory series we have started Indian economy, Indian financial system from your module D. Okay, and module D unit number 37 we are going to discuss today. That's your factoring and forfeiting and the trade receivables discounting system. So in the module D, we have completed financial market, money market, capital market, fixed income market, foreign exchange market, interconnectedness of these market, merchant banking and derivative market. All these have been completed, and today we are going to cover the factoring, forfeiting and trades. Okay. So before moving forward, if you haven't seen the earlier session, what you have to do, simply go to the official YouTube channel of Office of Adda 24/7, go to the playlist. In playlist, you will find all the sessions recording available, so you can watch it whenever you want, okay? So now, let's start with the factoring forfeiting. Let's first have a understanding of this chapter, and then we will practice certain number of questions. So first of all, it is talking about factoring, forfeiting and TReDS. They all are similar in a certain way. Okay, when it comes to the factoring, what happens in the factoring? There will be a certain party. Let's say one will be your seller, one will be your buyer, and one mediator will be there, that will be known as a factor. One mediator will be there, that mediator will known as what? It will be known as a factor. So what happened? The seller and buyer have a contract among them, and the seller have done the shipment of goods. The seller has sent the goods to the buyer. Let's say shipment of goods have been done. Now it's the responsibility of the buyer to make payment to the seller. Now what happened? Buyer has given the seller the certain invoice in which it is saying that your payment will be done on 26th of March. That's a future date have been given. So the first transaction happened that the seller done the shipment of goods to buyer, and then the second mechanism, in the second step, the buyer have given the receivables, the trade bill, or I can say the invoice to the seller, which says that the payment will be done on 26th of March. Now, but the seller needs an immediate payment because the seller have to start the another project, the another contract. Okay. So in that situation, seller in the third step will go to the factor. Okay, and will give that invoice to the factor and will ask immediate cash from the factor. Here the factor can be any bank of your or any financial institution can become the factor. Now after checking the invoice, factor will also check the credit worthiness of buyer, because in the end the factor is going to recover the money from the buyer. So after checking the credit worthiness, the next step is that the buyer will return the money. The factor will give, in the fourth step, will provide the immediate cash to seller. Okay, now when the due date comes, let's say due date is 26th of March. So when the due date comes, in the fifth step, factor will go to the buyer and will ask about the payment. Okay, and here in the sixth step, what will happen? The buyer will make the payment to the factor, okay, of the invoice, and the last step will be the remaining payment will be done, or remaining amount will be sent by factor to the seller. This is what the factoring is. Okay, all the mechanism I have defined here, it is factoring. Factoring means when the seller goes to the bank and asks for an immediate cash. Okay, when we are talking about when a particular customer goes to the bank and asks for an immediate cash on behalf of the invoice of the trade, in that situation, bank make it possible for the seller, for the client, that the client will have a maximum capital available to start the new contract or start the new business. Okay, and it was actually introduced by RBI to make sure that more and more bills culture will be introduced in the country and more fluctuation of currencies will be done, or I can say flow of currency will continue in the economy. Okay, this is your factoring. Now when it comes to the forfeiting, the same thing is there. Okay, in case of your forfeiting, what difference you will find here? Like in case of seller, you will have an exporter here. In forfeiting, you will find in place of seller, you will find exporter. In place of buyer, you will find importer. It means forfeiting is your what? It is your international forfeiting. It means with the another country you are performing the trade. Okay. Now the factor will known as here forfeiter. The factor will known as what? Forfeiter. So forfeiting is simply when in the international trade, when in the export and import of goods and services, banks provide immediate cash to the exporter on behalf of the trade bill. That is known as forfeiting. Okay. Exporter, importer and forfeiter will be there. So we have discussed what is factoring, we have discussed what is forfeiting. Okay, both are same, only difference is there related to the trade. In the next third one we have is TReDS. Now, when it comes to TReDS, it's actually a form of factoring. What is TReDS? TReDS is a form of factoring and it is available only for micro, small and medium enterprises. Okay. TReDS is only for what? It is only for a form of factoring and will be available to micro, small and medium enterprises only. So, in the factoring and forfeiting and in TReDS, what we are actually doing? We are providing immediate cash available to the seller, to the exporter or to the MSME so that they will be able to continue their business, to start new contract, to start new agreement and will have a proper cash flow available so that the new business can be started. Okay, or the new contract can be started. So only difference is there. In factoring, it will happen domestically. It can be international, but there is certain exceptional cases. And the forfeiting will always be international. And the TReDS will only be for the MSME. This is the only difference among the three. Okay, this is the only difference among the three. इस एग्जाम के लिए कोई भी अप्लाई कर सकता है. एनी मैम, इफ यू अगर आप इस एग्जाम के लिए अप्लाई करना चाहते हो तो यू कैन गो फॉर द डीबीएफ. डीबीएफ के लिए कोई भी अप्लाई कर सकता है. ठीक है, टू गेट द नॉलेज ऑफ अ बैंकिंग. दिस इज नॉट अ हिंदी मीडियम सेशन. ये आपका हिंदी मीडियम सेशन नहीं है, ये इंग्लिश मीडियम सेशन है. इफ़ यू वॉन्ट टू ज्वाइन हिंदी मीडियम सेशन, अगर आपको हिंदी मीडियम सेशन ज्वाइन करना है तो मॉर्निंग में होता है 7:30 AM Monday to Saturday. Okay, that's a Hindi medium session. Okay, let's continue. So this is what the factoring, forfeiting and trade receivable discounting system we have. Now let's start and discuss in form of MCQ the same chapter. So the first question is talking about your factoring. Which of the following are correct about the factoring? So the certain statement have been given to us and they are asking which of the following is correct. First is saying factoring is an arrangement for financing a company's business against invoice raised on its buyers and in which the factor is responsible for credit control, sales ledger administration and collection activities. Okay, that's the first statement. Second is talking about in full service factoring, the factor bears losses if the buyer fails to pay. Okay. The third is saying the factoring is an arrangement for management of receivables, maintaining the sales of receivable ledgers, submitting sales account, collection of debt. So out of these three statements, what do you think which of the following is correct about the factoring? So factoring is actually a facility that bank provide to the customers or to its sellers or to its clients so that they will be getting the easy credit facility to continue their business or to continue their new contracts. Apart from that, it also helps in credit control, in sales ledger administration, and in the collection activities as well. So the first one is correct. Second is saying in full service factoring, the factor bears the losses if the buyer fails to pay. Let's say on the due date, when bank went to the buyer and asking for a payment, at that time the buyer refuses to make the payment and the buyer defaults. In that situation, if you have a full service factoring, that's a type of factoring. If you have a full service factoring, then the factor bears the loss. It means the bank bears the loss if buyer is not going to pay. Clear? So this is also true. Third is saying that factoring is an arrangement for the management of receivable, maintaining the sales or receivable ledgers. It submits the sales account, collection of debt. Everything is correct regarding the factoring here. Okay, receivable means the trade bills or we can call it an invoice that have been given by buyer to the seller, which says that the payment will be done in the future. Okay, now the next question. So right answer will be your D. Right answer we have is D. All are correct. Second question is talking about there are two types of factoring services, dash and dash. So factoring have two types. One of the types says that if the buyer defaults, the seller have to give back the money to the factor. And the second says if the buyer defaults, the bank or the factor, we can say, have to bear the loss. So there are two types of factoring that you have to answer which of the following is correct. So do remember, in one type of factoring you will find that the seller have to return the money to the factor, and the another type of factoring will says that the bank have to face the loss. The seller do not have to repay the money. And the right answer here will be recourse, non-recourse, direct, indirect, with recourse, without recourse, both A and C. So what do you think? Which of the following is correct in context to your factoring? A, B, C or D? So actually the right answer will be your D. Right answer is what? It is D. Both A and C. You can call it recourse or you can call it with recourse. The non-recourse is also known as a without recourse. So they are the other name. Okay. They are the other name of each other. So when it comes to the recourse factoring, it means with recourse. When it comes to the non-recourse factoring, it means without recourse. Okay, so right answer will be your D. A and C is correct here. Right answer will be your D. Clear? Next question. Next we have here, which of the following are correct about the advantages of factoring? The correct statement about the advantages of your factoring. So you have to find out the correct. So what is the benefit of advantage? The first benefit is that you will get cash whenever you want. Easily it will be available to you. Okay, so first is saying factory replaces the high cost market credit and enable purchases on cash basis for availing the cash discount. This is true. It actually helps you to get the capital with the less costing of the market. Now, the customer gets instant finance against invoice. Okay, that's also true. I have just told you, you have to give the invoice and you will get the cash, immediate cash. Low margin, that is up to 20%, thereby improving the cash flow also. Low margin means what? Means in the factoring, whatever your amount of invoices, of that invoice, 75 to 80% amount will be given to you in immediate case. Okay, let's say if my invoice is of 100 rupee, then I will be getting 75 to 80 rupees immediately from the bank. Okay, and bank will have margin of 20% only, that is 20 rupees in case of our example. So 20% low margin will be there. Okay, so more cash flow will be there out of your invoice value. Next, the customer gets large credit grace period. Next we have what? The customer gets large credit or grace period. That is true. You will get a grace period of 60 days as well. Okay, now next we have each invoice is followed up for payment by the factor on the due date and thereafter. So it's very true. I like the seller do not have to go to the buyer on the due date. It is the responsibility of a factor now. On the due date, the back factor will go to the buyer and ask for a payment. So that's responsibility is not of a seller. It means all the statements or all the benefits are true or advantages are true about the factoring here. Okay, so your right answer will be all of the above, that is D. Right answer will be all of the above, that is 3. Okay, next question. It is asking about which of the following are correct about forfeiting. Now the next term we have is forfeiting, and which statement is true about forfeiting, that you have to answer. So first is saying here, forfeiting can be defined as financing exports by discounting export receivables, evidenced by bills of exchange or promissory note carrying medium to long-term maturity. Okay. Second is saying it provide on fixed rate basis, like known as discount up to 100% of the invoice. Third is saying when an exporter transfer his right to receive payment in favor of the forfeiter, the transaction is called forfeiting. Okay. Next we have forfeit is derived from the Greek word that is forfeit, which means surrendering of the rights. And you have to answer which of the following statement about forfeiting is actually incorrect. Not correct, we have to find out the incorrect statement. Okay, which of the following statement is incorrect about the forfeiting? A, B, C or D? So the first one is very much correct, like you are financing the export by taking the trade bills or the invoice of the contract. You are taking that contract invoice and you are providing immediate cash to the exporter. That is true. It provides fixed rate basis up to 100%. Like in factoring, we have discussed 75 to 80% immediate cash will be available. But in forfeiting, you will get 100% cash available. So this is also true. When exporter transfer his right to receive payment in favor of the forfeiter, the transaction is called forfeiting. That is also true. Forfeit is derived from a Greek word. No, actually it is derived from a French word. And that word is your forfeit. Which means what? Which means surrendering of rights. So the right answer will be here. All except 4 are. Acha. It is asking about Correct statement. Acha, okay, okay, ठीक है. So the right answer will be all except 4. Only the fourth one is not correct. All the rest are correct. So right answer will be your C. So question is asking which of the following is are correct about forfeiting. All are correct except the fourth statement, because it's not a Greek word, it's a French word. Okay, so a minor changes can be done in the statement. So we have to very clearly find out which statement is true or which statement is false. So your right answer will be here. C, all except 4 are correct, but the fourth statement is incorrect. Now, next question we have about TReDS. So which of the following is our incorrect criteria for entities desirous of setting up the operating TReDS? So TReDS is a type of factoring only. Na? TReDS is what? It's a type of factoring. But in TReDS, you will find it will be only for MSME. Like in the factoring, what we are talking about, bank will provide the immediate cash on your invoice to the seller for the purpose of further transaction or further start its own next contract or agreement, etc. So seller gets here immediate cash while the seller shows the bank the invoice of the trade. Now, in case of TReDS, the seller will only be your MSME. Okay. In case of TReDS, the seller is only your what? MSME. So, since TReDS will not be allowed to assume any credit risk, the entity's minimum paid up equity capital shall be 25 crore. Second, the foreign shareholding in TReDS would be as per the extent foreign investment policy. Third, entities other than promoters will not be permitted to have shareholding in excess of 20% of the equity capital of TReDS. Fourth, the overall financial strength of the promoters or entity seeking to set up TReDS would be an important criterion of assessment and selection. So out of these, you have to answer which of the following is actually not correct. A, B, C or D. And the right answer here will be all are correct, but not the third statement. Because if you talk about shareholding in excess of 20% of equity capital, it is not 20%, it is 10%. So the right answer is third is wrong. So right answer will be your D. Only third is incorrect. All the other are correct. So right answer will be D, only third is incorrect. And the wrong thing in the third statement is, it is talking about 20% of equity capital of TReDS. No, it is 10% of equity capital of TReDS. Okay, so do remember, each and every statement is giving you a certain information about the concept related to the topic. So in form of question, you are reading or you are revising or you are understanding the actual term which is asked here. Okay. Now, next question is filling the blanks about TReDS. Okay, and we have how many blanks? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 blanks we have. Okay, so first is asking about TReDS is a scheme for setting up and operating the institutional mechanism for facilitating financing of trade receivables of dash from corporate other borrowers including government departments, public sector undertaking through multiple financiers. So we are saying that TReDS, it's what? It is a scheme. It's a scheme that have been set up operating institutional mechanism. Okay, which do what? Which facilitate financing of trade receivable of dash. From whom? From corporate buyers, etc., etc. So all these parties have purchased the goods from the certain entity that you have to answer here. On behalf of that trade, the party can take the immediate cash that is known as your TReDS. And that party will be what? MSME, SME or MSME. So obviously it is a MSME. So you can simply eliminate the B option. So when the micro, small, medium enterprises are selling their goods to any of these parties, and these parties have been given them invoice or trade bill which says that the payment of the trade will be done in the future. In that situation, what happened here? The MSME can take the immediate cash facility here. Okay, the next is talking about it is a form of dash. So it is a form of what? Factoring or forfeiting. So I have just told you it's a form of factoring. So it means you can eliminate the option number C as well. Okay, now you have option number A and D, and the D option saying none of the above. It means we have to go through whole question. Okay. Now we are talking about to address the financing related issue faced by MSME in India, RBI in the year dash introduced the concept of TReDS. So when the TReDS was introduced, it was actually introduced in 2014. It means first, second, third, these three blanks, this option is correct here. Now, then a mechanism of trade receivable financing for MSME on a secure digital platform. It may be stated that the TReDS facilitates the discounting of both invoices as well as bills of exchange. Further, as underlying entities are the same, MSME and corporate and other buyers including government department and PSUs, TReDS could deal with both receivables factoring as well as reverse factoring, so that higher transaction volume come into the system and facilitate better pricing. The next thing is the transaction proceeds under TReDS will be dashed to the MSME. Will be what to the MSME? And if you are getting a protection here, it means it's a without recourse facility. So your right answer will be A. So TReDS is for MSME. It's a form of your factoring. It was introduced by RBI in 2014, and the transaction proceeds under the TReDS will be your without recourse. Without recourse means here, if somehow buyer defaults, the factor have to face the loss, not the seller. Okay, that's what it is talking about. So the right answer will be your A option. Right answer here will be A option. Clear? Next question is talking about here. The following are the advantages of forfeiting to the exporters. Okay, so the certain option have been given. First is saying forfeiting provide 100% financing. Second is saying forfeiting improves cash flows of the exporter. Third is saying forfeiting saves administration cost. And out of these, you have to answer which of the following is correct. Which of the following have been done by the your forfeiting advantages to the exporter? A, B, C or D? Okay. So here actually it provides 100% financing because it's a forfeiting. It improves cash flow for exporter. This is also true. Forfeiting saves administration cost. This is also true. So right answer will be your all of the above. The right answer will be your all of the above is correct, or all of the above are the advantages of your forfeiting. Okay, because it provides all these three benefits to the people, to the exporter actually. Next question is talking about TReDS has been introduced. TReDS has been introduced. By whom? By RBI, by SEBI, or none of the above. So we have discussed that RBI introduced TReDS. It means you can eliminate the B option. Okay, and TReDS is for what? To look after the difficulties that MSME suppliers have experienced in obtaining payment from their bills drawn on large corporate. Third is saying by RBI for medium-term financing. No, the TReDS is for long-term financing actually, and the right answer will be your A option. The right answer is A. RBI have introduced for the MSMEs because they were facing problem from their customers. Now next question we have, in the case of single factor system, which of the following is correct? So first is saying there is no import factor, there is no export factor. The import factor comes into the picture when the buyer defaults in making the payment. Fourth is saying the export factor comes into the picture when the buyer defaults in making the payment. So what happened? The factoring can also be done in your international level. And when it happens international level, it have three types. First is single factor system. Second is your export factor system. Third is you have import factor system. So these three types of systems are there in case of international factoring. Okay, and we are talking about single factor system. It means there will be two factors, but only one factor will be active, and that will be your export factor. The import factor will only be active here in case of your buyer defaults on the due date. Okay, in case if the buyer defaults on the due date, then only the import factor become active in the payment, otherwise no. Otherwise all the transaction will be taken care by your export factor. So right answer here will be C option. Okay, next question we are talking about the maximum credit period normally permitted under the factoring is. So factoring actually gives us the what? It actually gives us the grace period also. So grace period will be of 60 days, but including 60 days, you will get 150 days for the period of your credit facility. So actually it is 150 days for factoring, and for 150 days it also include your 60 days grace period. So 90 days actually the credit facility is there, and 60 days will be your grace period. Okay, so right answer is your A. Now this is the information. I have the paid class from 9 p.m. so I have to end quickly, but this is the information. AIM batch is already live, and your PPB RBWM is going on. IEIFS I am starting on 26th, and JAIIB Mahapack having a double validity plus 81% discount. If you want to enroll in any of these batches, you can enroll by using the code Y496. Here you will get 81% discount. And to enroll, you have to download the Adda 24/7 application. Benefits are available. You can go to the application and check the benefit. And to regularly join these sessions, do subscribe to the channel Officers Adda 24/7 and press the bell icon. Okay, so that's all for today. Now I have to quickly end the session. See you all in the next session. Do connect it with the channel Officers Adda 24/7 and do make sure you register yourself ASAP for the JAIIB paper. Okay, take care everyone. Have a good time.